We are going to talk some basic arguments, objections to Bitcoin and what's going on here. What's going on, guys? Brandon Gentili here. We have a comment from Jason who, I think he means well. We had a video about just, CBDCs, a video about just governments and what they're going to do and, and what's coming going forward, and the DXY. I was explaining the DXY and how that works, and, bonds and things like that. And so Jason says, cash is king. Crypto is dead. They are filing lawsuits against celebrities for finishing or for using and pushing Ponzi schemes, and more cryptos are going bankrupt. They will use all of this to ban Bitcoin. One person wins, one person loses. This is theft by computer code, no physical asset. Flip a switch and it's gone. Pure evil. So first off, I want to say Nolan Bowerley, again, beautiful mind of Bitcoin, and he has a show which I really recommend you go watch every morning at 8 a.m. He does it live, and he talks about, he just talked about Social Security being the mark of the beast, and I thought this for a long time. I'd never made the connection, and until today. Actually, I was listening to him this morning, and people think like, oh, the microchips, implanted in everybody, or Bitcoin is the mark of the beast, or CBDCs and things like that. But he's like, we already have Social Security cards. Like, you're literally born, like we just had another child. Like, oh, get their Social Security card. And I just always felt that was so weird and just get me out of here, get me out of this. Like, why are you giving my infant, my newborn, a Social Security card? Like, you don't need to know that. Why in the world does the government need to know any of this? And I just had to think about the nation state and how it's just gone. Like, the next 50 years, you're going to have so many countries just obliterated because of really digital communication, digital payments, Bitcoin, and what's going to happen to the nation state. I mean, look at Bitcoiners. There's a couple 100 million people that use Bitcoin in the world. There's probably a couple, a couple million maybe total that are true Bitcoiners that have that true ethos and of the SEAL team mentality or the special ops mentality of, I will die on this hill. There's probably a couple million of those people. And when that continues to grow, that's an ethos right there. That's a country, that's a nation state in and of itself. And we're not going to have these necessarily physical borders anymore. And, and again, this is not me saying this either. This is, Sovereign Individual. This is Alvin Toffler's Future Shock, and all these books, all these people that have predicted these things, The Matrix. Like, this is all these things that are coming. And, so many of us we can't bear to think about it. And we just, our daily life, we just want to play fantasy football. We just want bread and circus. We want to get in the Coliseum, watch people kill themselves. Get some free bread and wine, play fantasy sports. And it is what it is. So not to go too far down the road here with all this. Change is coming. Massive change is coming. And CBDCs are control. It's all they are is pure control. It's the only reason they're here. These unproductive class individuals have wanted, the Klaus Schwab types have wanted global money forever. And now we have it, Bitcoin. But it's uncorruptible. It's not controllable. It's decentralized. It's peer-to-peer. We don't need middlemen. We don't need them. And now they're like, oh my gosh. Wait a second. This is not how it's supposed to go. This is why CBDCs have come about, because they're now trying to claw back any power they have. But the genie's out of the bottle. Good luck. So cash is king. First off, yeah, I mean, cash is right now at the moment, and I wouldn't say just cash in general, but the dollar, is king. Having some cash on hand, we talk about this in our asset allocation a lot, monthly. Having some cash on hand is smart. Having some dry powder over the next, 12 months probably, maybe scoop up some deals, things like that. I think we're going to have some really interesting things happen in the economy. So be prepared for that. The yield curve is completely inverted. Don't worry about what that is right now. It's just the bonds. Everything is just backwards, signaling recession or worse. So, there's probably going to be bad things right now. I know people are turning bullish a little bit, and the signs are pointing that way. We'll see how this fleshes out, though, the next 6 to 12 months. Be ready, though. Just be nimble, because, we're still seeing layoffs like crazy. So be nimble. Cash is king, at least in the interim. Cash is not going to be king forever, because, again, Jason's, it's going to be gone. It's going to be gone here in 5, 10, 20 years, whatever. I mean, you see it all over the place. People are trying to, here, get a cheeseburger and get rid of your cash. I mean, we just did a video on one of the countries. I can't remember who it was now. They're trying to get people cashless. It's happening all over. China is already cashless. This is coming, and people are already cashless. I mean, most people don't even carry cash. So, it's going to be 10 years from now. Like, it's one day at a time. It's hard to see, but 10 years from now, 20 years from now, it's not going to be cash, right? It's going to be Bitcoin. It's going to be scanning QR codes. It's going to be things that are so simple, instantaneous, final settlement, transferred across the world immediately, bearer instruments. That's it. You're not going to have, no one's going to want to use cash at that point. And it's just a different world, right? You think about the young people, right? Jason, I don't know how old Jason is, but you're not going to have this world where young people are they're going to be like, I've got my phone, I've got whatever, and I just scan it, or it's done. Like they're not going to deal with this stuff. They're kids in the last 14 years, any 15-year-old has been born not without Bitcoin. They only know Bitcoin. They're in a Bitcoin world. That's who they are, right? So crypto is dead. Yeah, for sure. Crypto is dead. Absolutely. All cryptos, altcoins, all of them are scams or affinity coins. They're just garbage. If you're a venture capitalist, maybe it's great and you're on the inside and you have the pre-mine, then great, good for you. I would really warn any single person who's not a professional insider in Silicon Valley that knows in this industry and knows the insiders. I would warn anyone from getting into that. This is what Gary Gensler, SEC, should have been doing a long time ago. Because as we know, Bitcoin is not crypto. Bitcoin is a pristine digital asset without an issuer. It's a commodity. All the crypto, all the rest of that stuff, they're all securities. They're all, they're all going to be securities here soon. And the government said as much. And the government's already said, the IRS has said that Bitcoin is a commodity and everything else is securities. So it's just a matter of time. And those are facts. Those are indisputable things. So you're right. Crypto is dead. And they're filing lawsuits against celebrities. Yeah, I mean, that's FTX. That's an exchange, number one. It's not even crypto, really. I mean, he made his own coin, I guess. So that is crypto a little bit. The exchange, that's just an exchange. That's like a Morgan Stanley going down or whatever, or Lehman Brothers. So, how many people went down there? Maybe SBF goes down. That's completely separate. Again, Kim Kardashian got sued. That's because she's pushing crypto. She's pushing securities. You got to be very careful. Those are Ponzi schemes. Absolutely. Crypto are Ponzi schemes. Again, when you have Solana, these guys, literally, Matthew Credit does a video of these guys laughing like a year and a half ago, saying they're going to dump their bag on unsuspecting public. People just, they're pumping it. They're putting money. They're doing podcasts on how Solana's so great. And then they dump it on everyone. They sell out. They make $100 million and like, all right, cool. Here you go. Hold the bag, retail. So the dumb money gets screwed. So those are Ponzi schemes. You're not getting anything. There's nothing. It's just you're just holding the bag for the wealthy guy the venture capitalist who dumped on you. It's just frustrating. It's beyond frustrating. More cryptos are going bankrupt. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be cryptos like crazy going bankrupt. And part of me wishes the economy would just keep tanking for the next 6 to 12 months, so we could flush out every single last crypto scam, all this stuff, these exchanges, and see who's swimming naked. I would love nothing more than that. I love being the wartime general, and I love when times are tough. I don't know why. That's just, call me a sick bastard, I guess. It just as my hockey mentality, I guess. Like, I love the tough games. I love the war. I love the battle. I love the games where it was just super physical and it was a war out there. Like, that's what I love. They're all going to use this to ban Bitcoin. So here's the controversial statement. Bitcoin, you can't ban Bitcoin. Bitcoin bans you. So you can't ban Bitcoin. Bitcoin's never going away. The only way Bitcoin doesn't exist is, I think the only way it possibly doesn't exist is if like the sun collides into the earth. That's the only way it doesn't exist, because then the explosion would be so massive, it'd kill everyone, destroys the earth, and then you're destroying the explosion, destroys all the satellites carrying the Bitcoin blockchain nodes on it. And there's literally zero, there's no one that can exist, no material, no satellites, nothing. There's zero recollection of the Bitcoin blockchain, the white paper, the nodes, the miners, everything. Everything's just completely obliterated, incinerated, and it just, boom, poof, in a puff of smoke. I think that's the only way it can not exist anymore. So no one can survive, nothing. Like, there's just everything, all just incinerates. So again, China's banned it. China's banned it multiple times. They banned miners, they banned exchanges, and it's still there. Bitcoin's still being transacted in China, the most authoritarian state in the world. It's still there. There's people that are still mining it, and then it's not even allowed. So I mean, the fact that people are going to think they're going to ban it, Not to mention, government officials own Bitcoin. Like a BlackRock, all the biggest entities, banks, insurance companies are coming into Bitcoin. We think they're going to ban it now? Like, oh, sorry, BlackRock, you literally make the bed for us, but you know what? We're going to ban that asset you just partnered with Coinbase for to buy Bitcoin. Or New York Bank Mellon, or hey, Senator Ted Cruz and Cynthia Lummis and all these people who own Bitcoin. You think these people are going to ban Bitcoin? They're not going to ban Bitcoin. Again, if you ban Bitcoin, you're literally taking yourself out of Web 5.0. You're taking yourself out of the new economy, the global money, and now you're saying you're ceding the new technology of the universe to whoever else is going to use it. Russia, Iran, Brazil, Canada. UK, who I don't know. I mean, Australia, you're now ceding the power and saying, you know what? I don't want the wealth. I don't want the network. I don't want Web 5.0. I don't want the decentralized world of giving people more freedom. I don't want that. And that's not very American. I don't think that's going to happen here in America. And not to mention, we still have a say. If you say people are going to ban Bitcoin, you are admitting that you don't want freedom. You don't want a money that you control in that government. And you're admitting that you have no say in government. You're admitting that you have zero say and you can't elect a leader who's going to give you more freedom. You're literally admitting that. You're saying, yep, you're admitting that the elections are fake, they're false, and you have nothing you can do about it. That's another thing you're admitting if you admit that Bitcoin can be banned. Because it can't be banned. It's code, it's free speech, it's ones and zeros. It's not going away. It's in millions of places in the white paper and the nodes. So it's whack-a-mole. You're not gonna get rid of it unless the sun runs into the earth and incinerates everything. That's the only way. And the government's not going to ban it because they're in on it. These people are making money by holding Bitcoin and the network that it gives them, and the decentralization, the freedom that their family, they have families too that they want. So those arguments just fall completely flat on their face. One person wins, one person loses. I mean, I don't know what that is. That's a Ponzi scheme, but that's also what these altcoins are. Like we just said, Solana, Ethereum, these guys, they hold, the retail dumb money holds the bag for these guys. The pre-mine, the guys have the pre-mine. Satoshi didn't pre-mine. There's no pre-mine in Bitcoin. No one. You have to put in work. You either have to buy or work for Bitcoin. It's the only two ways. You have to expend energy both ways. It's the only way. It's the only way you can get Bitcoin. And no one, Michael Saylor, whoever Satoshi owns the most coins, doesn't matter. They have no more control or power of the network than you do. They might be able to purchase more goods and services in the world, but they have no more control over the monetary network than any of us. Someone who holds one Satoshi. That's unbelievable to think about. That's unlike the proof of stake altcoin system. That's unlike the fiat legacy monetary system we have, or banks. Whoever has the most cash, well, he wins. Jeff Bezos wins. He has more pull. I can't go lobby in Congress, but Jeff can, because he is proof of stake. He's like, I got all this cash. Here we go. I'm going to go lobby at Congress. I'm going to go run over your business. Good luck. Not like Bitcoin. Bitcoin, you have to provide value. You have to expend energy to either buy it or earn it. It's the most amazing thing. And also, one person wins, one person loses. Again, crypto land, yes. Ponzi land, yes. Fiat legacy monetary system, you're right. Whoever's printing the currency wins. If you're holding the fiat currency, the naira, the peso, the yen, the dollar, you lose. Also, in Bitcoin, the unbanked, if you have an internet connection, you can be banked. You can't do that in the fiat legacy system. You lose. If you don't have any assets, if you're not intelligent enough, if don't have enough assets, you don't have enough cash, you can't open a bank account. Think about that. You lose. One person wins, banks, the rich, you lose if you don't have that. But now in Bitcoin, you can be a couple in Nigeria, you can be in Thailand, you can be a homeless man in Detroit or San Francisco, and guess what? You can be banked. You can transact with anyone in the world now. One Satoshi, one Bitcoin. You can transact anywhere in the world instantaneously. Think about that. It's incredible. Theft by computer code, I mean, again, that's just, people think like, I don't even know what that means, but people think like the CIA or the NSA created it. Even if they did, it doesn't matter because it's uncapturable. There's nothing you can do about it now. And there's no flip a switch. You can't flip a switch. There's no switch to Bitcoin. That's the beauty of Bitcoin. It's decentralized. There's millions of nodes and miners all around the world. So you turn one off and there's all these others that are running. There's mining pools, but everyone can just flip their node and turn their node to somewhere else, another miner, someone else running the network. And you'd have to play whack-a-mole. And, again, we were in the Middle East, the U.S. was in the Middle East, and they couldn't even find people going door to door. How are they going to find every node in the world? Literally in the world. How are you going to do that? It's impossible. So when you start going down these roads and thinking about the impossibility of all the things you're thinking, it becomes very clear and obvious. Because believe me, every Bitcoiner goes down this road. I went down this road, 3, 4, 5 years ago, going down every possible avenue, well, this won't work. Oh, well, that won't work. And again, you're trying to prove to yourself why freedom's not going to work. And you're like, but we don't question the actual system we live in. We don't question well, should my money be sent over to Afghanistan every year? To Ukraine? Should my money be doing this? Should we have this politician? No one questions that. They just think that's okay. Should the bank be able to bail in my money and take money out of my account? Well, I guess that's fine. FDIC? Well, it's FDIC insured. No, it's not. We just did a video on that the other day. It's not insured at all. I mean, Cyprus shows you that. This is just clown world. But no one questions the fiat system. No one questions the inflation, or why do we need 2% inflation? No one questions that. It's just that's accepted reality. They're going to steal my wealth 2% a year. They're going to steal 2% of my home, the things out of my home every single year. Maybe 10% this year. Let's steal 10%. And the next year, let's steal 10 more percent. And that's just accepted. It's unbelievable. And it's gone. Pure evil. Well, again, to me, fiat legacy monetary system that we live in now is pure evil. It's proof of stake. It's printing currency to go to war, send other people's children to go to war and kill people there, get yourself killed. That's pure evil. A fiat monetary legacy system, the military-industrial complex, that's pure evil. I love the military more than anything. I have so many military friends. I feel guilty to this day that I was not in the military. And many of my friends know that. And the closest thing I got to do was I played for the United States of America as a hockey player, and that was one of the proudest moments, top 5 proudest moments of my life, other than my family and my wife and my kids. And that is something that, I don't want to get emotional about it, but that is something that we live in this system that's pure evil. Central banking is pure evil. Inflationary monetary systems are pure evil. This is why Bitcoin, being a deflationary money, rising the living standard and lowering costs, deflation, getting more for less. That is the purest of purity there is. This is a world we are entering. So, Jason, you were right. The system we're in now, crypto's pure evil. Bitcoin's completely different. The fiat legacy system we are in now, inflationary system, pure evil. Bitcoin, deflationary. Blows people's minds. They can't even think about it. They can't even fathom. It's counterintuitive. They don't even know what deflation means. They can't even grasp it. Like people like George Gammon, some people I really respect, they can't even grasp it. They're so caught up in like the Fed and trying to interest rates and yield curves. They can't even see the forest in the trees. They can't even see. They don't even want to make it a reality. They don't even, we know the system is collapsing and sinking, slipping under the waves. Why would I keep fighting for the system and trying to figure the system out when I can build this new system, when I can educate on this new system that actually gives us hope, it gives us a chance. And nothing is guaranteed in life. Nothing is certain. But I know dang well that this system, it has a much better chance than the system that's already slipping under the waves. So I appreciate your time, your energy. It's more important than anything, your time. And time is Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is time. It's the only 2 finite assets we know of. And please like and subscribe to the channel. Please share this if you think that someone could get something out of this, that you got something out of this. Really appreciate it. And give us a comment, what you liked, what you didn't like, what you agree with, doesn't agree with, and we can battle out in the comments. And look forward to seeing you on the next one.